wet the area that you want to paint. And then you're going to take some pigment. Let me just grab some turquoise here. And then where it's wet, you're just going to drop it in. And you can see that texture that it gives when you... I just love how it just like feathers out, dances along around the paper, and it only stays within that wet area. So it's just really awesome with that. So that is called wet on wet. Now a wet on dry, or some people would say a dry brush, is just your paintbrush with some pigment on it. And so that's your wet on dry. So you can see the difference between wet on wet and wet on dry. And then there's also called the gradient, where you would take your watercolor, your wet, just like we were doing the wet on dry, but you would paint, so I can show you. You do your first layer, and then you dip your brush into your water, give it a tap. You can hear my taps. And then, let's see, I have a little bit too much. One thing, this brushes hold a lot of water. And go down, and then give it another rinse, and go down. And you keep doing that until it almost disappears, and that is pretty much your gradient gradient line. Now I totally messed it up because my brush was a little too wet, but you get the gist of how you make a gradient. Is you start with that is full on pigment, and then that has a little less pigment, a lot, and then until you have almost no pigment left on your brush. But then you